Hi CAD buddies, welcome to CAD by Nana. Today we will be making this simple caster wheel. It is made up of 5 different parts. This is the roller, that is the support, we will need 2. This is the shaft, this is the bushing, we'll need 2 of that also, and then the base. Let's start. So we can go ahead with our sketch. Click on 2D sketch up here, 2D sketch. We'll work on the top plane, the XZ plane. So we'll click on that and start our sketch. So under rectangle, select the 2-point center. Click on that. And in the origin here, when it turns green, just click and drag it open. And we'll change the dimensions we have. So for the highlighted dimension we have now, for the width, it's going to be 40 mm. So we'll type 40, press tab to get access to the other dimension and change that also to 76. We'll press enter. Let's zoom in so we see our work. Right click and then OK. Now let's apply some fillets. So select the fillet command up here. Under the create group, we'll select fillet and choose those 2 lines we want to apply the fillet. But first of all, let's change the fillet dimension. The fillet dimension is 13, so I'll change that and select those 2 lines, which is this and that. Also this line and that. Right click and then OK. Now let's draw 2 circles. So go back to the create group, click on circle, and with these centers we have here, with these dots, which is the center of our fillet, we are going to use those. So we'll click in there and draw our circle. The diameter of our circle is 13 mm, so we'll type that and press enter. Again, we'll draw another one here, 13 mm, and then enter. We can finish our sketch now. We would want to extrude this profile we've drawn. Under 3D tab, under the create group, select extrude. Now let's choose the profile we want to extrude, which is this one, and change the distance A. We want to extrude to a distance of 6 mm. So we'll change that to 6 and press OK. Okay, so we have an erected body on top of this face, and that erected body is about 4 millimeters away from this edge you see here. And so to do that, let's insert a plane. So under the work feature, drop down the plane option and choose offset from plane. But now we have to select the plane we want to offset from. So come here to the work tree, open up the origin by clicking on plus and choose the plane we want to offset from. In this case, let's choose the YZ plane. But we have to specify the distance we want our offset to be. We realize that the erected body is 4 millimeters away from this edge, from the edge here, but then our plane is right in the middle. And so our plane is located about 20 millimeters away from this edge. And so in order to offset it backwards so that we have 4 millimeters left behind, we need to offset it to 16 mm, but that is moving further away. We just have to negate it to move it backwards. Negative, and then we'll press enter. Now we'll draw on that plane. So let's select that plane and make our sketch. To make our sketch, we'll need a constructional line. So click on the line command and make it constructional by selecting the construction command up here. We'll select that and draw a line anywhere from this center all the way upwards and click. Right click and then OK. Let's dimension this constructional line we just drew. So click on the dimension command, click on the construction line, drag away and give that a dimension of 59 mm. Enter. Right click and then OK. Here we would need a circle. So let's select our circle command and draw a circle up here of diameter 32 mm and press enter. Right click, OK. But this circle is supposed to be a solid line, not a constructional line. We forgot to deselect the construction command, but that's fine, we can fix that. So select this circle and turn off the construction command by clicking on it. Pick the line command and draw a line from this yellow mark you see here all the way down. Now join the yellow dot on the opposite side also to the horizontal line here and back to join those 2 points. Let's right click and then OK. Let's dimension this line. It looks unconstrained, so let's click on it, drag away and press to give it a dimension. OK, finish the sketch. Now let's extrude. So click on extrude, select this face and that face and extrude to a distance of 10 mm. 10. OK. On this face also there is another extrusion. Let's do that. So select the face, sketch. Let's make the sketch for the extrusion. Click on the circle command. Once you bring your cursor to the edge of the circle, it shows you the center. So let's locate the center. It turns green, so we know we are there. Click and drag to draw your circle. The circle is of diameter 32 mm. Right click and then OK. We can finish our sketch now and extrude the circle we just drew. So extrude command, but this time the extrusion is to a length of 4 mm. So 4, OK, and there we go. We will apply some fillets now on this edge and the opposite side. So choose your fillet command up here, fillet, and specify the radius of the fillet, which is 16 mm. And select those edges. Here, straight away, we see how it looks. And then the opposite side. Press OK. We'll go ahead and create the rib between this face and that face. To do that, we'll need an additional plane. So let's select under the work tree the XY plane. We'll click on that and create sketch. So choose the line command and locate the edge here. Click on that and draw a line anywhere to this point. Right click and then OK. Now let's dimension this line. So select the dimension command and give this a dimension of 41 mm. Enter. You can go ahead and finish the sketch. Now choose the rib command under the create group. Let's change some options here. So let's select the parallel to sketch plane option. The profile we need to select, which is this one, and then change the direction to direction 2. Straight away we see a profile, it looks good. Leave everything as it is and select OK. Let's apply the final detail to this drawing. So there is a chamfer here of 4 mm. So select the chamfer command and choose the edge we want to apply the chamfer, which is this edge, and the distance is 4 mm. So we'll specify that. Click apply. There we go. We don't need this plane anymore. Let's hide it. So click on it, right click and turn off visibility. We'll give this a color. So under default, drop it down and choose blue wall paint glossy. We'll now work on the second part, which is the base. Select new or press Ctrl+N. Choose standard MMIPT and then create. Select 2D sketch and choose the top plane. Now go ahead and choose the 2-point center rectangle and draw a rectangle. Click and then drag. The width of this rectangle is 76 mm. We specify that. Press tab, and then the length is also 146. Enter. Let's zoom in. That looks good. Right click and then OK. Now we'll apply some fillets. So choose the fillet option and apply a fillet of radius 13 mm. So we'll specify that and select the areas you want to apply the fillet to. We'll select this line and that line, this line, also this line, this and that, and then finally this and that. Right click and then OK. We'll draw some circles too. So select the circle command and make 4 circles using center points we see. Click and drag. The diameter of this circle is 13. Enter. Do same to the other remaining 3 points. 13 and then enter. 13, enter. Then finally 13. Enter. Right click and then OK. Go ahead and finish the sketch. So finish our sketch and extrude. Click on the extrude command and extrude this to a distance of 10 mm. We select the profile, which is this profile. Good. Press OK. Now let's make a sketch on this face and extrude. So click on the face, create sketch, and choose the 2-point center again. So we'll select that and draw a rectangle using this origin. The length is specified already, so press tab and specify the other dimension, which is 66. Enter. Our rectangle is constrained. Right click and then OK. Finish the sketch and extrude that profile. So extrude. The profile is selected already, but the distance is now 3. Press OK. There is a cutout on this face. Let's create that. So select the face and create a sketch. Let's first make a constructional line. So choose the line command and make it constructional by clicking on this. From this midpoint, draw a vertical line. Right click and then OK. Now choose the line command again and turn off the construction command. So draw a line from this midpoint to the left, and then again we'll slant it a little bit and draw a horizontal line to the constructional line we drew. Right click and then OK. Now let's apply some dimensions. So click on the dimension command. The length of this line is 36 mm. The distance between these two lines, this and that, is 3 mm. And then the angle between this line and that line is 45. Enter. Our sketch is fully constrained. Now let's mirror this on the opposite side. First, right click. OK. Let's mirror command. Let's select those lines we want to mirror, which is this, that, and that. We want to mirror across this line. Let's apply and then done. Now let's cut this sketch out. Finish the sketch and select the extrude command. The profile is already selected. For the distance, let's choose through all, so it cuts to the end. No need specifying the distance. Once we click on that, it knows what we are talking about. And now it's going to be an extrude cut, so we click on that and then OK. Now our base is ready. Let's assign a color to it. So I'll assign glossy gold is fine, and save this work. Save. Let's save this as base. base 1 because I have another base on my laptop. Save. We'll go ahead and work on the third part, which is the ruler. So let's create a new worksheet. Select standard MMIPT and then create. So we'll start with a 2D sketch. We'll work on the XY plane. First of all, let's make some constructional lines. So select the line command and make it constructional by clicking on this. So we'll draw a vertical line to the origin and then to the left. Right click and then OK. Now let's make our sketch. Select the line command and make sure it's not constructional and draw the line. So from this point to the left and then downwards, slant a little bit to the right, come down again, slant a little bit to the left and then down and then finally to the right. Right click and then OK. Let's apply some dimensions. So choose the dimension command. The distance between this line and the constructional horizontal line is going to be 12.5. Enter. Let's zoom in. This line is 3.5 mm. Enter. Between this point and that point, the vertical distance is going to be 6. The length of this line is 22.5. The vertical distance between this point and that point is 3 mm. The length of this line also is 2.5. The distance between this line and that line is 22. Enter. We also have the distance between this line and that line as 10. And then finally, this and that line, 30. Enter. Now our sketch is fully constrained. Let's mirror what we've done on the opposite side. Right click, OK. So we'll choose our mirror command and select those lines we want to mirror. So hold down the Control key and select all the lines we drew. Now the mirror line is going to be this constructional line we drew in the beginning. So select and then apply. Done. And then we can finish our sketch. Now let's revolve this to get the ruler. Select the revolve command. The profile is automatically selected and now we have to choose the axis to revolve around, which will be this axis. Awesome. Press OK. Now let's apply some color. So drop this down and choose any color you want. I'll choose light red. Now I'll save this work as ruler. Let's go ahead and work on the fourth part, which is the bush. To do that, let's create a new worksheet, standard MMIPT, and then create. We begin with a 2D sketch and on the XY plane. Pick the line command and make sure it's a constructional line. And then let's draw a vertical line to the origin and another one perpendicular to it. Right click and then OK. Select the line again and turn off construction. So go this way, come down to the right, make sure they are all at 90 degrees. Back to the center line, and then we'll connect this and that. Right click and then OK. Now let's dimension it. Select the dimension command, and the distance between this line and the horizontal constructional line is 25 mm. Okay, right. The distance between this line and the horizontal constructional line is also 12.5. Sorry, this distance is rather 16. We can change it. So just click on it and change the 25 to 16. Enter. The distance between this horizontal line and that horizontal line is also 25. Enter. This line is 22. Enter. Then this and that line is 3 mm. Enter. Right click. Okay. Now our drawing is fully defined. Let's finish the sketch and revolve what we just drew. So select the revolve command and let's revolve around this axis. Select that. Now this is what we have. Press OK. We'll apply some color and save it. We can choose fine textured black and save it as bush. Save. We'll make the final part, which is the shaft. We'll create a new sheet, standard MMIPT, and then create. Click on 2D sketch and select the XY plane. Now let's make this shape. Select the line command, draw a horizontal line to your left, another one perpendicular to it, another line to the right perpendicular to the line we just drew. Go up again by 90 and then to the right. Right click and then OK. Let's dimension this. So the dimension command, this is 33. Enter. Let's zoom in. Okay. That is also 16. This is 6.5. The distance between this line and that line is 9.5. And then this line and to the origin is going to be 49. Right click. Okay. Let's select the line command again and draw a constructional line to mirror this piece on the opposite side. So let's make the line constructional and draw a vertical line. Right click. OK. Choose the mirror command and select those lines we want to mirror, which is this. Hold down control, this one, and that one. We want to mirror across this vertical line. Let's apply and then done. Now let's revolve this. Finish the sketch and choose the revolve command and revolve along this axis. Okay, there we go. Let's apply a 1mm chamfer to these edges. So choose the chamfer command and specify the distance as 1 mm. Let's choose those areas we want to apply the chamfer to, which is this and that. Apply, and then let's close this dialog box. Go ahead and apply any color of your choice. I would apply galvanized and save it as shaft. We've done all our parts. Before we go on with the assembly, let's rectify some few things. And so with the support, there is a hole in the middle of this. We forgot to create that, but we can fix it. So let's open up the support and select that face and make a sketch. Choose the circle command. Once you hover the circle around this arc, you would get the center. This is the center, so we'll draw a circle of diameter 13 and press enter. Right click, OK. Finish the sketch and extrude cut this circle we just drew. So extrude and extrude cut. Let's cut through all. Press OK. Now that is it. We fixed that. I would also like us to change some colors. I assembled with the colors I had initially chosen. It was too confusing and not clear enough. So let's change this color. For this support, we'll change the color to copper polish. For the base also, the yellow is fine. For the roller, we'll change the color to galvanized. Okay, there we go. And now for the bushing, let's select that here and change the bushing's color. We'll give it the color, the light red. Okay, and then for the shaft, we'll give it the blue color. Blue wall paint glossy. There we go. Now that we have all our parts, let's put them together. We'll assemble. So select the new and under assembly, assemble 2D and 3D components, select standard mm.iam and create. Now let's place our first component, which is the base. So select the place option here and choose the part you want to place in, the base. So we'll select the base and open. Click, and now you have your base. But before we go on, let's right click and then OK. Now let's ground this base. You can click on it, right click, and then choose the grounded option here. So now this part is grounded. Let's bring in our second part, which is the support. So place and then choose that part, support, and open. So we need two of the supports. So click first of all here, and then you click on the other side too. You right click and then OK. Now let's constrain these parts we just brought in. So click on the constraint option under the relation group and we'll select those two faces we want to constrain. So turn your work upside down, select this face, turn it again, and then that face. But we have to apply. So let's cancel for now and move this a little bit up. Okay. Let's select the constraint option again, and we want to make sure that this edge here, this one in green, is lying on this edge. So let's select those two edges, this one and that one. Great. Now the two holes, let's apply first of all. We want to align this hole and that hole. So we'll select, hover your mouse in the middle until you see something like this with a dotted line going through the center. So you select this, hover it around this other one also until we see same. And now those two are constrained. We'll do same for the other part. So select, let's apply first of all, select this face, turn and that face. Great. Now let's move this a little bit away. We want to align like we did before, this edge and that edge. So choose your constraint option and select this edge and that edge. Great. Now let's align those two holes. Apply first of all and hover your mouse around here until you see this line and that line. Now those two are constrained. Let's apply. Okay, let's close this dialog box for now and bring in our third part. So place again. Now we are going to choose the bush. So let's bring in the bush. Click on it and then open. We'll put 1 and 2 because we need 2 of them. Right click and then OK. Now let's align. We would align by choosing the constrain command, and now let's apply some constraints. So we'll select the constraint option and constrain this face and turn around this face. Okay, and apply. Now let's align their centers. So this center and this center. Good. We'll do same for the other bushing too. Apply first. Choose that face, this face, and then that face. Great. Now let's apply and constrain the centers. So here and there. Okay, great. Apply and then we can close the dialog box for now. Let's bring in the shaft. So place again, we choose our shaft and then open. Let's click to place it in our workspace. Right click, okay. Now let's constrain. Now choose the constraint option. Let's find the center of this shaft. So we select that, and then also the center of this bushing. So we align those holes. Let's apply. Okay. Now let's cancel this for now. Okay, let's try to put our shaft in place. Okay, let's constrain again. Choose this edge and then one. Okay, so now we have our shaft in place. Let's apply. Close the dialog box. Now we'll place our final part, which is the ruler. So select place and let's choose the part we want to bring in, ruler, and then open. I will place that here. Right click. Okay, let's constrain. So constraint command, we'll choose the center here and then the center line of this and line. Great. So now let's constrain again. Constrain command will constrain this face here, this one, and then face. Awesome. Apply. So now we see when we move this is moving around. When the shaft turns, it turns too. Now this is a simple tutorial of a caster wheel. I hope you learned a thing or two. If you did, kindly consider subscribing to my channel. Like this video, share with your other card buddies, and leave a comment down in the comment section below. I'll see you soon. Bye.